The instability in the city of Tshwane is due to its strategic importance.
Tshwane is highly contested because you would know that other than it being the second largest city in terms of high commissions and foreign missions, second to Washington DC in the world, which tells you that anyone who is doing politics in Tshwane and runs Tshwane is being viewed at a world stage, and therefore it is important for political parties to locate themselves in that space.
The Democratic Alliance often prides itself on good governance and efficient service delivery. But is this true for all South Africans? From Hammanskraal in Tshwane to Khayelitsha in Cape Town, many communities say they are being left behind. Are black areas being neglected in DA-run municipalities? Let's dig into the facts. Across South Africa, a disturbing trend is emerging in DA-led municipalities. Whether it's the townships of Cape Town or Tshwane, critics accuse the DA of focusing its resources on wealthier, predominantly white areas, while neglecting black communities. Most recently, in Tshwane, the DA mayor was ousted over accusations of ignoring critical issues in black areas like Hammanskraal, Mamelodi, Olvenhoutbosch, and Soshanguve. Today we'll take a closer look at these claims and ask, is the DA only serving certain communities? Let's start in Cape Town, the DA's stronghold. The Western Cape is often cited as a model for DA governance, but the townships tell a different story. In areas like the Cape Flats, Langa, Khayelitsha, Gugulethu, and Nomzamo, basic services like sanitation, housing, and safety are woefully lacking. Residents here face daily challenges that seem invisible to those living in affluent neighborhoods like Sea Point or Constantia. Critics argue that the DA focuses its resources on maintaining the status quo in these affluent, predominantly white communities. While white suburbs enjoy clean streets and reliable services, the townships struggle with crumbling infrastructure and violent crimes. This service delivery gap leaves black residents feeling neglected.
A 2023 report ranked Pretoria the highest among African cities in crime, scoring 82 index points. The residents of Soshanguve in the north of Pretoria say the township has become a playground for criminals. They've signed a petition appealing to the DA-led City of Tshwane administration to end the scourge of crime, especially in locations such as Gugulethu.
This petition obviously seeks to address the issue that we're currently facing as resident. I'm a resident of Gugulethu Block P. I get affected every day. As I'm talking to you now, last night 2 people were gunshot in my area. So it's ongoing. It's every day, and there's obviously no capacity with regards to Rehab Police Station. I mean, the station as it is, you'd remember Soshanguve is the biggest township in the city of Tshwane, and you cannot have one police station operating on one van to attend to all these queries that we have.
Meanwhile, some residents in Soshanguve are threatening to intensify their own protests over lack of electricity and refuse collection. So La Sholwana was in the community today and sent us this report.
Some Soshanguve residents barricaded roads with rocks and burning tires on Tuesday. It's over a lack of service delivery in the strike-hit city of Tshwane.
After load shedding, the dustbin are relatively able to chulela honamo. Kalbakala mabone, but to bridges the mabone go Mikungwa, one of Pelaman Takas right through. Rena more pick up a problem and Narpata rented reaches out to.
Residents say the situation is financially catastrophic.
The dustbin I did say.
Critics argue that the DA focuses its resources on maintaining the status quo in these affluent, predominantly white communities. While white suburbs enjoy clean streets and reliable services, the townships struggle with crumbling infrastructure and violent crime. This service delivery gap leaves black residents feeling neglected. But this isn't just Cape Town problem. Tshwane, where the DA recently lost control of the mayor's office, is facing similar accusations. Residents in Hammanskraal have been protesting for years over water contamination, while people in Mamelodi and Soshanguve complain of underdeveloped infrastructure and poor service delivery. Meanwhile, affluent suburbs in Tshwane seem to be prioritized. Sound familiar, right?
I am with the Deputy Mayor as well as the MMC for Utilities on Aubrey Matlala Street. This is the street where the Tshwane University of Technology is, as well as other important parts of the community in Soshanguve. We just had a community engagement at the weekend where problems were highlighted. And as part of our urban program, we focus on these streets. And what has come to me a lot across the city is public lighting, the problem with public lighting. The problem is also significant work has been done in this region in Soshanguve. I think 1,000 street lights have been repaired in the past few weeks, or at least let's say the past month. In particular, Commissioner Street as well as Buitekant, main routes in Soshanguve. And the day after they were fixed, all of the cables were stolen. So we are fighting a constant battle against criminals that has a definitive effect on service delivery. Doesn't mean we're going to give up. It just says that the problem we have with crime affects service delivery in every part of our city. And we have to understand that in order to eventually improve the state of our infrastructure.
As the executive mayor said, we're definitely not going to give up because we understand that the theft and vandalism is done by criminals and our job is to protect communities. This financial year, we definitely dedicated money to make sure that street lights are lit. We cut grass, we make sure that we do maintain and make sure that our communities are safe. So we've started this work of making sure that we fix street lights, especially focusing on public lighting. We're not going to stop. However, there will be measures that will make sure that we curb criminality. We can't go on like this. So also we do plea with community members. We cannot carry on with illegal dumping. Where people see spaces for illegal dumping, we want communities to see gardens, future gardens. We must plant trees here. So we will obviously engage with communities on that as well.
The accusations that led to the mayor's removal are part of a wider concern that the DA governs for the privileged few, ignoring the majority. This pattern is seen not just in Tshwane, but across DA-run municipalities in Gauteng and the Western Cape. These claims echo what we have seen in Cape Town for years, a government focused on maintaining the comfort of its affluent, mainly white constituents, while failing to improve the lives of the poor, predominantly black communities.
In July, I saw the trouble coming. In July 2022, they suddenly appointed Celius Brink to be in charge of white stakeholders in the city of Tshwane, and that all service delivery issues concerning white residents had to be referred to Celius Brink. And the instruction always also implied that I had to, as mayor, had to report to Celius Brink. And I absolutely refused. And I told my chief of staff, there's no way I'm going to report to someone who is not a politician in the city of Tshwane and who's not above me. I'm not going to happen. And then afterwards, Solly sent a WhatsApp message. It was never intended that I should report to Celius Brink. So I could see from that time, and with the faction, there was a move to oust me as mayor. And it was clear. The thinking then already was to appoint Celius Brink.
Now, how does this compare to the other political options in South Africa? The ANC has long been criticized for corruption and inefficiency, but it still enjoys significant support in black communities for its historical role in liberation and its focus on redressing inequalities. The EFF pushes for radical economic transformation and land redistribution, offering a more revolutionary approach to uplift marginalized communities. While their rhetoric resonates with the disenfranchised, Their policies raise concerns about economic stability. And then there is the Umkhonto weSizwe Party, MKP, a newcomer with leaders like Jacob Zuma and Floyd Shivambu, which promises to prioritize black empowerment and tackle economic inequality head-on. Compared to these parties, the DA positions itself as the party of stability and service delivery. But these repeated accusations of neglecting black areas are damaging its credibility among black voters. So, what does this mean for the DA? If the party wants to be a truly viable option for all South Africans, it must address the deep service delivery inequalities that exist in black townships across its municipalities. Prioritizing economic stability is important, but it cannot come at the cost of neglecting the majority of the population. The recent event in Tshwane, alongside the ongoing issues in Cape Town, should be a wake-up call for the DA. Until the party addresses these concerns, the perception that it serves only the wealthy minority will persist. For now, it's up to the voters to decide whether the DA's promises of good governance are enough to overcome its track record in black areas. What do you think? Is the DA neglecting black communities, or are these accusations exaggerated? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Inkari. It's time for more deep dives into South African politics. Stay informed, stay empowered, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching and take care.